Hello, and thank you for coming to my first live video. I'm just checking to make sure that everything's functioning here. So I'm gonna be painting some cliffs today. Picked a little difficult subject. Went out there with a buddy of mine to Florence, Alabama, and he showed me this. So I took a couple pictures. So I'm just gonna sketch it in using a little burnt sienna. This same palette I used to paint the chicken the other day and the flowers. So I freehand all my drawings. Sometimes that works out to be a good thing, and sometimes not so good. And that's the little road that goes around. There's the rock face. There's some trees here. I'm just going to check one thing on the camera. Alright. So now I know everything's good. So, if you're just tuning in, this is a cliff face over by the dam in Florence, Alabama. And I'm just doing a rough end right now, using the same palette I had for the chicken the other day. Please like and subscribe. And what I'm doing now is I'm just mixing up some gray colors using this rock right here. There's some, I'm gonna get a little rock, a little lighter than that, but the colors I'm using, you can't see it on the camera. There, that's probably a little better. So this is my first live session, so I'm going to be trying to paint and do camera work and all that. I probably should have waited and had somebody assist me with this, but we'll see. Just having fun with it. I'm not really a serious professional. So I encourage any of y'all, if you're interested in painting, to start painting. So I got some more of that same color, maybe a little lighter up in the top. Again, I'm using just a little bit of thinner on it. And a little patch of white right there. So this is kind of my scrubbing, and I'm just trying to get the shapes and some of the colors in there. It's not like I've got to be exact at this stage. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the likes. I just looked at my phone and I've seen a couple likes in there. Thank y'all for subscribing and giving me the ability to be able to go live. A little bit more down here. Kind of hard to talk and paint at the same time, so if I go quiet on you guys and gals, I apologize. I'm adding a little bit more blue, a little more burnt sienna to it. That way I get a little darker gray, a little bit of brown hints to it. So the picture has kind of brown, a lot of that color right through here. You ain't got to be too exact. You know, this is a painting, not a photograph. I picked a really doozy one to go live with. You know, probably been better to go live with that chicken. The other day, that painting was fairly easy. It was a lot of fun. It was something that a subscriber requested. Jessica. So it goes up the mountain a little bit more, but I'm going to get a little more brown. This is a 16 by 20 canvas. I get this bundle of canvases. I think I buy 5 at a time or 6 at a time, something like that. Down through here in that corner. Hopefully y'all can see okay. This brush is a, let's see, I got paint all over it. It's number 4. So Princeton. This is what I used the other day to paint the entire painting. So what I'm using to thin the paint is Gamsol. I'm painting indoors. Darker colors right here. It's a little different than most of my paintings. This is a little more moodiness to it, you know. That gray, I really liked it that day that we were out there. And a little red in there. Let's see. There's the top. Has the shadows from the trees. So what I'm doing here is twirling the brush Way I get a little different color in here where I've used that same brush and I haven't cleaned it at all. I'm just going to add a little bit of brown up there. Just indicating some trees and shrubs. This is a lot of switch over to a bigger brush. So I've switched to a number 14. I'm just going to rough in this. This has a lot of vines on it. So come back in and kind of blend in some of this where in the photograph it shows that it's a little bit blended. The sky was, it's too dark. I need to go lighter. It was really overcast that day. It was actually raining right before we went there. I got a lot of gas on that. So, get a little closer. I have a tendency with this brush to push the canvas. So this is my underpainting. I'll come back in and put clouds and add a little bit of yellow to it so it's got a little more warmth. Like I said, this is the underpainting, so. see painted. Like I said, I picked a doozy for probably not the best subject to pick for a live, for the first time you're doing live. So I'm having to mix up a little bit of paint here. Gonna thin it down a little bit still. We're still on our underpainting. Not worried about details just yet. Over here we got a lot of green, so I'm trying to stay out of that. Thank you for coming. If this is your first time to the channel, please leave me a comment what you would like to see painted. I enjoy seeing that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of that green in there. Try not to get too bright with it. So the thing is, this is taken just a couple weeks ago, so it wasn't like it was springtime. It was very much a lot of dead. That's why I got so much brown in the vine. All this vines and stuff is very brown and drab. So there's like a shrub right here, or tree I should say, not a shrub. It comes over top with all this gray. Goes all the way up the side of the hill. These are bushes. All the way up to the top like that. My concern with putting that in there is that it's going to draw the eye that direction, because I mean there's a little bit of green right here. Load up my brush again. That's about it on that. So we're going to change up the color of green a little bit. I'm going to add just a little bit more blue into it. Maybe just a touch more. And then I'm going to add a touch of red to it, just to kind of help desaturate it just a little bit. That red goes a long way. There's some of that down here at the base of the. So at the base of the cliff here, you have some little dead shrubs and grass along the edge. The trail's maintained, but they don't trim anything. I'm just gonna let that green mix in with the gray a little bit because it goes off. Okay. That's that. So I don't really get too detailed because you get so bogged down in the details it's like it kills your painting. At least that's the way I feel about it. Let me know in the comments what you think. So what I'm going to do is I'm coming in here, like I said, this is the underpainting, so I'm just going to come in here and fill up these little gaps. The green's mixing with the gray, so I'm okay with that right now. It's a really overcast day that day. I try to do all my paintings in about an hour and a half. I normally do time lapses. For those of you that are new here. Okay. It's looking good so far. So I got this color. I'm gonna go ahead and go over here. I got some rocks right there. I'm just gonna signify them by shapes right now. So this was built whenever they were doing all the dam projects in America. Hoover and all that. TVA built it. So there's some really big rocks over there. So I'm just going to get them smaller as I go off into the distance though. So I'm just giving a shape to signify that they're there right now. I'm not trying to put all the detail in on them. I'll come in and do the shadows and stuff like that. Right here. Okay, I need to get a little bit of blue. So this ultramarine blue that I'm mixing here. Burnt sienna. A little bit of white in it. I don't really care at this stage. I'm just going to go ahead and pop in. There's a tree standing over here to the side. So there's that tree. There's another little one right here. And it's got a little branch that comes up like that. Touch my. Try to do too much with that one stroke. That just kind of gives an idea that the tree where it is. So there's a little bit of dead grass. So I'll mix a little more yellow in with the green. Put it right through here. Notice I haven't really cleaned my brush that much. So I got some colors coming through. It's not going to kill me that I'm doing this for fun. But sometimes those little accidents that come through are sometimes they make the painting better. It gives it a little more harmony. Get a little more right there. Okay. We got a little brown, so take that same color and add a little brown to it. Burnt sienna, brown, same thing. I'm going to gray it down just a little bit, so I don't want it to take the eye away too much. So that's kind of leaves, where the leaves have piled up against the rock face. I got a little bit right here. So that's the road. Wow, what a perfect accident. I was wondering what color I was going to make that road. It just rained, so there's a lot of puddles and stuff in there. There's a lot of colors reflecting from the sky. So now I'm going to come back in with a little lighter color to do this gravel. There's a little bit of gravel right here. Like I said, I'm not really worried about details right at the moment. This is just a roughie. Sometimes my paintings, I like to leave them a little more abstract, you know. So I'm going to bring that on through. So, once again, I keep having to do this. You know, I didn't realize that was happening until I started doing time lapsed. So, got a little water in here. I'm just going to go ahead and lay some of that in. Again, these are rocks. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to etch out that row just a little bit. I'm going to try to do that with a light. Just kind of signify it there. Let's see here. Kind of comes like that. So there's a little gravel path there too. I'm liking it so far. Please put in the comments what you like or what you don't like about it, and let me know. And that's the only way we improve. So I have water over here. That water is really really white, and it's got a touch of blue in it. It's kind of gray, but it's lighter than the sky. So I'm going to put a little more white in it. Touch more blue. Look at the picture because I don't want to mess up this. So there's a horizon line right about there. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of along, zigzagging in and out of these rocks here. And where there's rocks at, I'll come back and make that darker on my finished painting. I like to do this right here. Get that water really strong horizontal lines. Okay. And there's also like I'm gonna say a mountain. It's more of a hill off in the distance. So we really need to get a dark color. So let me kind of empty my brush a little bit, get some of this paint off there. So while I got this dark, to make this the background, I'll use it. I'll also use it on the dark, a little too dark. Lighten it up a little bit. I did not like that dark. So, this will come underneath. Give the illusion some shadow here. back in here. It's definitely up there. I don't like the way that purple's looking. About like that as well. Line comes across. It comes down. Like I said before, it's not killing anything if you don't do it exact. I found whenever I get so focused on the exact, I end up not having fun with my painting. So I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it. And it's got a little bit of dark right there. You know what's funny? I figured I'd see some spray paint down there. You know, there's no spray paint, so I guess people respected the area. So I have a little bit of dark coming down this face here, but it's more in the brown than the black. So I'm gonna bring that right there. See how it looks. Dirty it up a little bit. It's like that's what it was, you know, dirt was falling off the front here. So a little bit more. I like the way that's looking. You notice I've used it's just these two brushes. Now, I'm gonna go up there and go ahead and put some trees in. So I might switch to a smaller brush to do that. Again, not getting hung in the details. I might do like a rough in area though with my big brush here. Just kind of get that a little bit. I'll show you how I'll make sky out of that here in just a second. So once I get my definite sky color, then while I'm painting this over here, I'll come in and knock out little holes for my sky. So now I am fixing to come over here and do this sky now. Let me what I'm gonna do with the sky. It's really overcast. These clouds, these funny shaped clouds just going through the sky. I'll come back in and hit it a little lighter. So, like I said, I'm making different levels. So, bring it back a little closer. So this is a hard line right here, so I'm trying not to mess up my brush strokes into it, but also I don't want to do this number all the way down it. You know, where you take your brush and you just outline it like you're coloring in a coloring book. And sometimes you got to, but for some reason I'm going lighter here. That's where I want you to go. I really want you to be right there. So. Now I can come in here, paint out the rest of this. You know what? I might just paint over these trees. Come back and put them in. Just hit them a little light. See what I started doing there? I don't like that. So let me do this. This. So whenever you get to doing too much just kind of straight lines, it's not good. You don't want to lick either. So see, I went over there a little bit, so I'm just gonna take my brush. Just gonna fix it. I did the little gas for dramatic effect. So there was really no sun coming through on that day. But I did that just to where you can tell where the sun is coming from. This is too obvious, so I'm just gonna go. Alright, so now I gotta come back in and do some light holes for the trees so you can see the clouds through the trees. I wonder if this brush will do it. Let's see. So this is a little flat number 4. And I'm just going to go like that. Like that. You notice I didn't do a lot of strokes. I'm just doing a little bit. I do one, and flip it and do another. Don't do them all facing the same way. Don't do them all the same color. You can even build up a cluster here if you want. Just too straight. I didn't like that. On the cliff's edge for you to be able to see a lot more of that. Okay, I like that. Good. So now we need to take a darker color. So now we got to put some of these little shadows in on these rocks. I just did one stroke and it totally wiped out my brush. It put the color of that rock all in my brush. So now I'm going to put a little more blue, a little brown. So put a little bit of that. Let me. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I'm enjoying painting it. I can't see the comments, but I'm sure there's some doozies in there. Some people like it, some people won't. My dog's over here like saying, "Hey buddy, it's time for you to take me out to go for a walk." So I'm trying to hurry up and get this done. When she talks to me, I try to listen. She's a sweet little girl. So I'm just getting the illusion of a shadow. I mean, it's a two-dimensional surface, so Remember, our light's coming this direction. So we're going to have our shadows on the back side of things. Put a little shadow right on that guy. Right like that. Bam. So, a little right there. I feel like this one needs a little shadow too. And that one does too. Alright, now I'm fixing to put in the trees. So, just need to thicken it up a little bit. Just gonna have another little branch come off like this. There we go. I like that. A lot of fun. Okay, so now I'm going to take this brush and get a little light. Okay, I got to distinguish that road a little bit better. So I'm going to get some dark. About out of dark, so I'm going to reload here. I'm hoping I can finish this painting before I run completely out. Let's see here. So I'm going to come in here, like I said, and I'm going to take a little bit of green. And a little more yellow, a little more blue. I don't like to do same color over and over and over. understand color harmony and all that, but I like to change it up a little bit. So I haven't been able to respond to any comments. I'm so focused on painting that. Come in here and just add a little bit of green right there. And just some right there. And put it right down through here. Life has a way of finding a way. So put a little bit there. I plan on coming back in the spring and painting this when all this is green, because it's got vines all across the front of it here. I think y'all like it if I do that. So, just about done with it. Just gonna do some little that. Let me hit this to indicate that there's some little rocks out there. It'll come right there. Like I said, I don't do details up front. Details are for the end. Well, there's a rock cliff for you guys and gals. So this is my style. I'm a little bit of a faster painter. I hope you enjoy. I do have a picture of a crane roosting right in the top of this tree here. You can't really see. I've got a picture of a crane right here. I didn't want to add that into this because I really wanted my focal point to be this cliff and looking down this road at the cliff. So I'll probably do another painting of how that looks. All I'm doing now is coming here and adding a little bit more character to it. I don't want there to be canvas showing through. I don't like that. I like my loose style, but even with a loose style, you shouldn't have canvas showing. All right. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for taking part in my first live if you were here for it. And if you weren't and you watch it after the fact, please leave a comment. If you've ever been to this over here by the dam in Florence, there's like a little walking trail down through there, and there's a bench and there's a waterfall. Please let me know in the comments. So thank y'all very much, and let me see if I can look at this. If you don't mind me asking, what is this? That's what Casein said. So that's a cliff, and there's a little road that comes through right by the water, and there's rocks there. So they built this whenever they made the dam. All this was blown out, and the water is routed back in here. You can't see it in here, but I've got some pictures of it. And this is trees up in the top where you can see the sky holes through it. So that's what it is, Casein. Thank you for asking. And Gold R&R told me to sing. I am not a singer. So I think I'll stick to painting. And it says, hi, I'm a subscriber, or send money if you listen. Big D Randy right now. Okay. That's Levelo. So I don't know quite what that meant. So again, I hope you enjoyed, and please like and subscribe, and look forward to bringing some more of these. And I'm assuming as I get a little more experience, I'll be able to do these a little better. And if you'd like to support me, my Patreon is in the description. It's $5 a month, and that just really helps me buy canvases and paint. So thank you. Have a good night, good day, good morning, whenever you're listening to this.